we will finish off lesson 2 of identifying rational numbers between two given rational numbers by looking at an example involving a fraction and a decimal. So they want us to write a rational number in between -7/3 and -2. So we can approach this one of two ways. We can either change -7/3 to a decimal and then compare that to -2, or we can write -2 as a fraction and then find a rational number in between. So I'm going to do it both ways. I'm going to first change -7/3 to a decimal. So I'm going to have to divide 3 into 7. That goes twice. I have to add a decimal and bring down a 0. Make sure I put my decimal right above it. So 3 into 10 now is 3. If I subtract, I'm going to end up with 10 again. So I'm going to end up with 3 repeating here. So I now have -2.3 repeating and -2. So if you want to picture that on the number line, -2.0, -2.1, -2.2, -2.3, -2.4. I could stop there. So -2 would be right here, and -2.3 repeating. So it'd be just past the 2.3 mark. So if I'm asked to write a rational number in between, I have, once again, an infinite number of possibilities, but -2.1, -2.2, or even -2.3 would probably be the most obvious choice. So let's write one rational number in between to be -2.1. All right, so let's do the same question again, by this time changing the -2 to a fraction. And then what we do then, after we change it to a fraction, is we find a common denominator and go from there. So I have -7/3 and I have -2, and put that over 1. So a common denominator here would just be 3. So the -7/3 doesn't change, but I'm going to multiply the -2 by 3/3 to give me -6/3. So now between -7/3 and -6/3, it's hard to find a number in between those. So what we do in that case is we multiply by 2/2 to find an equivalent fraction. So that gives us -14/6 now. And then -12/6. So now we're able to find a fraction in between. So one such rational number in between those fractions there could be -13/6.